Classic Art Readers, Level 4. The Works of Pablo Picasso. Copyright 2023, Seed Learning. All rights reserved. Early life. Pablo Picasso was born in Spain in 1881. His family was not a rich family, but they were not poor either. Picasso's father was an art teacher and an artist. Even as a boy, Picasso loved to draw. One story about him says Picasso's first word was pencil. Picasso's father wanted his son to draw and paint. One time, Picasso found one of his father's paintings. He then painted on it to make it look better. That's when his father knew that his son was a better artist than he was. Picasso went to art school when he was only a young teenager. With his father's help, he got into a famous art school. He learned how to draw and paint like great artists of the past. He thought the paintings by El Greco and Francisco Goya were very interesting. Picasso didn't really want to be like the painters of the past. He considered the modern artists, Paul Cézanne, to be his only master. He once said, "Learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist." And that is what he did. When Picasso was 19, he went to Paris. Many other famous artists at that time lived in Paris too. These artists met together and talked about new ideas for art. Picasso loved it there. In fact, he lived in France for most of his life. The Blue and Rose periods. Picasso's art is usually put into different periods of his life. The first period of Picasso's work is his blue period. For about 3 years, Picasso used lots of blue in his paintings. He painted many sad paintings during this time too. The next period of Picasso's work is his rose period. For about 2 years, Picasso used lots of red and pink in his paintings. Some people say Picasso's heart changed at this time. He was not sad any longer, so his paintings used warmer colors. Picasso painted happier paintings during this period. The people in his paintings did not look sad. They were also doing different things. Circus performers are seen in many paintings from Picasso's rose period. African art, Cubism, and Collage. Around 1907, Picasso began to paint in the style he is most famous for. This style came from an African art style. Picasso did not say any of his ideas came from African art. However, he owned some African masks and statues at the time. People who study art believe Picasso put this African style together with Cubism, which was a style of abstract art. In fact, they see this in some of Picasso's most famous paintings. In these paintings, they see faces from African statues. Cubism was a new art style. In Cubism, people or things are broken into pieces. Picasso and artist Georges Braque painted in this way. It is hard to say if one man started painting this way before the other. We can say that both men made this art style famous. Picasso did not stop at Cubism. He also put Cubism together with another form of art called collage. His collage works used paint and other materials. Those materials were things like sand, paper, boxes, and even metal. The materials added another dimension to each work of art. War in Picasso's art. Art can make the world beautiful, but art can also show things that are not beautiful. Artists may show ugly things so that others know how the artist feels about those things. Additionally, artists may show certain things to make people think about problems in the world. War was one ugly thing that is found in Picasso's works. Picasso lived through many years of war. World War I, the Spanish Civil War, and World War II were also during Picasso's life. Of course, Picasso thought about these wars. He also made art about them. His artworks about war seem angry. Parts of those works look strange and don't make sense to people. Picasso said, "The world today doesn't make sense, so why should I paint pictures that do?" More than a painter. As an artist, Picasso did more than just paint. He made drawings and sculptures too. Picasso had a lifelong rivalry with Henri Matisse. Matisse once said it was like a boxing match. Together, they helped revolutionize art through their paintings and sculptures. They showed people a new way to see beauty in art. Picasso also made pottery. He made cups, jars, and plates. He made small animals too. Did you know that Picasso wrote poems? He gave up making art for a while and tried to only write. However, he later went back to art. During his lifetime, Picasso wrote hundreds of poems. During the last 10 years of his life, Picasso was busier than ever making art. He painted hundreds of pictures of his wife, Jacqueline. He also painted many other things. He painted these works very quickly. Picasso lived a quiet life in his last years. He lived and painted in a castle in France away from city life. He died there in 1973 at the age of 91. Picasso's mother once told her son, "If you become a soldier, you'll be a general. If you become a monk, you'll end up as the Pope." Picasso ended up as an artist, and he was one of the greatest of the 20th century.